You know, the last time I had my heart-to-heart video in here, it really made me feel so safe sharing my heart and opening up with you guys. So today I want to do another one with you guys. This one is about following your heart and changing your destiny for yourself. I think growing up in an Asian household, I felt immense pressure from my family to be a doctor or a teacher. I've like literally heard all these things in my life, and then eventually be married, have kids. I remembered hearing this from my grandma when I was a young kid. If you don't finish all the rice in your bowl, your husband in the future will have a million moles on their face. You don't want that in a husband. The talks of marriage has been in my life since I was a little girl. I don't know how that is for you guys, but give this video a thumbs up if you guys relate to that in any sense. This video is really important to me because ever since I started my channel, I found such immense joy from pursuing my passions because I felt what the joy that I found and the fulfillment I have. I kind of made it like an unspoken mission to have this platform as a place where I can inspire you guys to also follow your destiny, your path, and your heart. I'm actually so thankful for SK2 for sponsoring this video and allowing me to be a part of the Change Destiny campaign so that I can share my story along with the 4 women that they interviewed. The woman that I really resonated the most is Mina from Tokyo. She is similar to me where she is super artistic and she loves to express herself through fashion. And she comes from a really loving family where her mom and her grandma has these high expectations for her to be married, to have a solid career at a certain age. And in Asian culture, if you're not married by the age of 30, you're considered unwanted goods, which is so crazy to me. That's the way it is from these generational ideologies that's been passed down. Like, these ideologies have been something that I've been fighting because I grew up so Asian American in such a Asian traditional household. This campaign just resonates so real with me. I literally like watched those 4 women stories and I teared up because I also felt the struggle of wanting to make my family proud but also living my truth. I met Leo when I was around 20 something years old, and there has not been a year, and now I'm 29 years old, but there has not been a year that I did not get a call from my mom and dad and them asking me when I'm gonna get married, especially because my parents are traditionally Christian. They didn't want us to be living together at all until we were married. I definitely have felt like I wasn't making my parents proud because I didn't get married earlier. I remember my mom actually sat Leo down one year, I think it was 2014, and asked Leo, like, when are you gonna marry my daughter? If you're serious about her, like, you should marry her. When Leo and I got engaged, every single call I was on my phone with my parents, they would ask me when I was gonna have my wedding, ask me for a date. I actually can't believe how often they ask me for a date, and I never had a date for them because honestly, I've never been the girl to plan my wedding, to dream of my wedding, to think of my wedding dress. Because of that, I really felt the pressure to get married. And when I actually decided to get married, it was on a whim. Leo and I did not plan a wedding, and it was like 2 years after we got engaged, we wanted to go to Vegas to elope on a whim. Like, we had the decision like the week before, and we're like, okay, let's go this weekend. And we got married by Elvis, which is honestly so cute and so fun, and I can't imagine being married to the man of my dreams any other way. When I had that little ceremony between me and Leo, I told Leo, I wish and I hope every woman and every man who chooses to have a union with their significant other, they can feel the same amount of joy and stress-freeness that I felt that day. It truly felt pure, and it truly felt like it was for me and for Leo, and I was so glad I didn't even invite any friends or family members there because I really wanted that moment to be between me and Leo. And in a traditional sense, that was completely off the books, you know. My dad, after we did that, every time we were on the phone, he was like, I want you to have a traditional wedding too. And at first I was like, no, I'm good. I'm seriously okay. But my parents insisted that I had a traditional Hong Kong wedding. And so I told him, I was like, you know what? If you want me to have this Hong Kong wedding, you're gonna have to plan it, you're gonna have to pay for it, and I'll just show up. In hindsight, I had that wedding just 3 months ago. And in hindsight, I'm actually so glad I did it. Because through my rebellion, I think I don't get to see their perspective and the value of the traditions that they carry. But because I opened up my heart to them, despite me wanting to always live my life the way I want to live it, I actually walked away with understanding and carrying down the traditions of my family that I would have never experienced before. Especially because I grew up Asian American, I wasn't exposed to what a Hong Kong wedding looks like. And it was actually so much fun, and I really truly enjoyed it. All in all, what I learned from this whole experience from my early 20s now to my late 20s is that when I was a teenager, I really felt trapped, and I really felt like I couldn't live the life I wanted to live because of these expectations of my parents and what they wanted a successful version of my life to look like. And when I took reins of that and I decided to walk out of their shadow in my early 20s to pursue what made my heart happy, the tension between me and my family, it slowly lightened up as the years gone by. It was definitely not rosy in the beginning of me trying to become my own woman. I remember the first time I got this tattoo right here that says float. My dad called me right after I got it, and he was so disappointed. He hung up and he was like, I'm just really disappointed. And my grandma called me and she started crying because they thought I walked out of being a good girl and I became a gangster, which is so crazy, right? Our generation of tattoos is a form of self-expression and artistry, but in their generation, they thought that I was becoming a bad person. It was definitely a lot of push and pull and trying to understand each other, and it wasn't easy. Walking out and living the life I wanted to live for myself. The most important lesson I took out of all of this is you have to follow your heart. I want you guys to know, even though it's hard to live outside of your parents' expectations of you, it's so worth it. I wouldn't even be able to sit here today to have this conversation with you guys and to work with SK2 if I haven't continued to push for me. I just really want to immensely thank SK2 for sponsoring this video and allowing me to open up this conversation with you guys to change your destiny. And I want to open up the comment section to you guys right now and take this time and this moment in time to really speak your truth and what you want into the universe, because I truly believe when you speak it out loud for yourself, you can truly change your destiny. That's my spiel. This is my heart to heart. This video really means a lot to me, and I'm so glad I was able to sit here and have this conversation with you guys. And if you're at the age where you're starting to feel marriage pressure, and if you're at the age where your parents are constantly asking you, where's your boyfriend? Do you have your girlfriend? Please share your experiences with me in the comment section down below. I really want to make this channel into a safe space where we can all open up and just share our own experiences and our journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Do you really have to abandon your own hopes and dreams and even lose yourself in order to be considered marriage material? I'm in Tokyo to meet an ambitious young woman, her mom and grandmother, to talk about marriage pressure when your timeline is set by others and not you.